Wow, it is my honor and privilege to stand here today in front of the finest educators in the world in what I like to call Avid Heaven, aka Summer Institute. So, have you guys heard of all of these challenges that are floating around the internet and social media nowadays? We've got the one-room decorating challenge, the 31 days of health, the 30 days of abs, the organized home challenge. I could go on and on. Well, I was thinking that there should be a challenge for avid educators, right? Let me go back for a moment to when I was a new teacher. I entered the profession with all of the hopes and dreams that any newbie possesses. I actually wrote my master's thesis on closing the achievement gap through effective vocabulary development. Yeah, that was my joke. That's funny now. At the time, I had no idea what AVID was, and I really believed that effective vocabulary instruction was going to be the key to my students' success. Sadly, to my dismay, didn't work. Wasn't the answer I was looking for. But fast forward a few years, and I was asked by my principal to teach an AVID elective class. I arrived at my very first summer institute, and I was immediately inspired by the amazing educators I met, by the content and strategies I learned in the strands, and by the student and educator speakers in general session. I felt renewed and rejuvenated as a teacher, and I went back to my classroom full of AVID zest. So, if you are a new or experienced AVID elective teacher, a content teacher supporting the school-wide implementation of AVID, a student leader, you guys in the front, an AVID coordinator, a school counselor, or a site or district administrator, I'd like to invite you to take this challenge. It is called Discover, Engage, Succeed for Student Success. All right, this challenge is going to take about a 10-month commitment on your part, but I am certain you will be highly satisfied with the results, and they will be life-changing for you as an educator. More excitingly, this challenge will offer amazing rewards for your students, and the more educators that join in the challenge, the more impressive the results will be. So here's how we do it. Number one, the first part of the challenge is to discover what AVID can do for you and your students. This Summer Institute will provide you with instant tools that you can take back to your classroom and apply immediately. The incredible research-based strategies AVID offers will add to your teacher's toolkit in ways you never thought possible. From quick and simple to deep and thoughtful, lost my place. AVID will complement your lessons and delivery of content. You'll find the strategies can be used across the curriculum and that your students will favor collaborative study groups, one-pagers, philosophical chairs, and anything else you can fit into your day. Interest in content will soar as students embrace the tools that you sprinkle into the 10 months of this challenge. Number two, second part of the challenge is to engage your students. So think back to your own education and professional development experiences. The most memorable are probably the ones you are most engaged in, right? I believe that we owe our students the most engaging educational experiences possible. Now, I don't mean fun for students and exhausting for teachers on a daily basis, but true, higher level, engaging opportunities that will challenge students and deepen their understanding of the content. AVID is the medium for engagement because literally everything that AVID provides is meant to support student engagement and promote higher level thinking and learning. When students are engaged in, say, a Socratic seminar, they leave the class with the content synthesized and they're ready to apply the new information. A colleague shared with me recently that she heard a student rushing towards my classroom through the crowds, bragging, "I can't wait to get to language arts today for the Socratic seminar." Oh, I love it. If a student looks forward to a class and a Socratic seminar, I would say engaging with AVID will be a really easy part of this challenge. Number three, the last part of the challenge is succeed. To accomplish this part of the challenge, I believe it is necessary for us to have a growth mindset and believe that all students will succeed. In order to adopt this way of thinking, we need to remember that our preconceived ideas about success cannot stand in the way of what success looks like for each individual student. I'll admit I was guilty of a fixed mindset before I learned about AVID. In the new AVID elective teacher orientation I participated in as an AVID elective teacher, I was privileged to meet a colleague who said this: "We have to be able to think big picture, years from now, and consider the future of each student we encounter." I now hold a belief that all students can succeed. We may not know what that looks like in the years to come, and we don't have a crystal ball to check on the prognosis. What I do know is in order to provide each student with the tools needed to succeed, we must provide him or her with a complete repertoire of skills, which can be applied across a multitude of academic and career experiences. We must also remember that every student will benefit from AVID and its strategies in different ways. Not all student will fit into the parameters of what we deem as the ideal AVID student, or the student who we believe might best benefit from these experiences. We have to think beyond ourselves, and although this may be the most difficult part of the challenge, it is also the most crucial for our students. I know that AVID has changed the lives of educators and students around the world. I know that the sense of renewed excitement about teaching and learning is a positive side effect of AVID. I know that AVID has changed who I am as an educator, and I will teach with AVID strategies in my classroom until I can teach no longer. I know that you, each and every one of you in this room today, have the ability to impact hundreds of students a year, thousands over the course of your career. I urge you to take this challenge. Embrace AVID's tagline: proven achievement, lifelong advantage, and make a difference now. Achievement that is proven and an advantage that is lifelong are the most worthy gifts that we can give to our young people. I promise that you'll be thrilled with the results of this endeavor, and maybe, just maybe, we can be the driving force behind the next great challenge. So what do you say? Are you guys ready to join in on the Discover, Engage, Succeed for Student Success Challenge? Yeah? Thank you.